So another night up at Castle Combe racetrack. The motorbikes are going around at the minute. They'll be cleared off and we can get on and do our warm-up in a couple of minutes or so. But here's a question to ponder. I used to get this loads when I was touring, or just gigging even, was that like the afternoon before a gig or during a tour, I would just be so lethargic, like just could go to sleep. I could go to sleep now. Now I know we've got the new puppy, and I appreciate that sleeping hasn't been the best for the last 2 or 3 nights. I mean, she's actually been pretty good, I have to say, but sleeping hasn't been perfect. But I always get this lethargy, this kind of real tiredness before a race now. And it's really noticeable. It's exactly the same thing. It just feels like I could just have a nap, go and have a little sleep. But yeah, I just wonder if that's something anyone else has found. Whether it's the body's way of kind of just conserving energy or whatever. But yeah, I wish it would go away. Not a big fan of it. I never have been. Some, like last week's race, I was really up for it, really looking forward to it. This week, it just feels super lethargic. Subscribe to the channel or I set pogo on you. You'll notice that I haven't really spoken about how I got on at the TT, and that's essentially because I didn't really do very well. I was about a minute slower than I had been the previous week, and being that that was in the middle of a really big block of cycling, just shy of 600 kilometers that week, and I'd done 300 odd the previous couple of weeks, I found it a bit strange. It makes some sort of sense though. Pretty tired, got a new puppy, not sleeping particularly brilliantly, and also resting. And so I'm not going to really worry too much about that. I did enjoy racing. I have to say a couple of things about the TT. It was great to see so many great races out there. It was good to see Harry Palmer. It was great to see Josh Griffiths. And there's a rider that you really need to keep an eye on, a young lad called Josh Tarling. He's frighteningly quick. In the drone shot where you saw them riding across from left to right, he was the one that was basically catching those riders that were riding in excess of 40 kilometers an hour, and he was just gobbling them up like Pac-Man. Absolutely phenomenal rider, Josh Tarling. Make sure you keep an eye on him. He's going to be a big deal in the future. I also want to say a massive thank you to DB Max. James at DB Max is always really accommodating for me if I want to film, if there's anything that I want to do, and he's also said he'd massively support the tour that I'm doing in the summer, and we're going to ring. I'm going to ring him tomorrow and kind of talk about what they might be able to do to help me out on that. It just so happens, as I said last week, that the time trial that I've got to do is falls on the same night as their Castle Combe TTs, so they're going to support that 100%. And the guys at DB Max run a brilliantly inclusive time trial series up there, Kinetic One series, that's got everything from pros like, or young pros like Josh Tarling, right the way through to people that are just starting out and have never done time trials before. So that's something that I'll be definitely looking at coming up. However, all the other training that I've done this week has been quite good. It's been quite relaxed. There was a time when 8 hours of training would constitute a normal week, but that's a rest week for me at the moment. 20 hours is a big week for me. 8 hours is a nice rest week. Did quite a few turbo sessions, 2 turbo sessions with some intensity in there, and then my bike turned up.
Just because I'm here dropping your bike off?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Thanks, Robin. It looks amazing, mate.
It is a top-notch bike, mate.
Well, top-notch bike, fitted by a top-notch mechanic, ridden by a total moron.
So having got my bike from Robin, I took it out for a short spin, and I will say this, people might say it's not the bike, it's the rider. That's true, I get it 100%. If you put a great rider on a rubbish bike, they're probably still going to be way quicker than me. but my new bike is very, very fast, and I can ride very quickly on it compared to the power that I'd be putting out and the speed that I'd be getting on the two 300-pound second-hand Boardman that I ride, and that's to be expected. I'm hoping to go to Castle Combe next week on Tuesday with my two boys. They have an open track night up there. I'm going to take the Trek Madone up there and ride it, and hopefully do a bit of a video on that, because I haven't really had the chance to do that. But I also went out for a club ride earlier today, did a nice 100k with the club, averaging around about 26-27k an hour. So all in all, it's been a pretty good week, I have to say, in terms of training, getting a new bike and feeling super motivated. 3 things are going to happen tomorrow in order of importance. 1, I stop drinking until the last stage of my Grand Tour so that I can lose the extra kilos that I need to do. The second thing in order of importance is that I'm going to be going for my first swim at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I don't know what I'm going to be like getting in the pool, but I'm looking forward to it. And the third thing, and the single most important thing that's happening tomorrow, is I'm getting a haircut. Because it's been rest week, I've had a little bit of time to spare. I haven't been teaching this week, so I really drilled into the charity stuff and really pushed that this week. And I'm now less than £700 away from hitting my target. So whilst I've thanked lots of people that have been contributing to this over the last couple of months or since Christmas, I want to say a massive thank you, a huge thank you to everybody that's donated money. It means a great deal to me, it means a great deal to my family, and it also means a great deal to a lot of other families that are going to go through the same thing that we've been going through for this last year or so, and it means a great deal. So thank you so much for contributing towards that. One thing that has completely changed this week, and it has completely changed my mindset on this, is that up until this point it's all been essentially down to me to do this. It's all been down to me getting on the bike, me training, essentially the investment, if you like, other than the donations that people have put into the charity. The investment has all been mine in terms of time and effort. And however, what's happened this week that's slightly changed is a load of my friends have stepped up in terms of supporting the event via their businesses with things like nutrition, spares kit, some mementos for the people that come and ride the stages with me, that kind of stuff. And they've taken the money out of their businesses and contributed to keeping me on the road, and that shifted my perspective on this completely. It's not just about my investment in this now. These are my friends' businesses, people that I know, people that I've worked with, that are taking money out of their businesses to put into this project to make it happen. So first of all, a massive thank you to you guys that have done that. It means the world. The second thing is that I've really got to step this up now. This is the last kind of block, the last sort of 10 to 12 weeks before I actually start this, where I've really got to dig in. Hence the reason why I'm going to quit drinking completely until the last stage. Got to have a glass of champagne on stage 21, get these kilos off, get riding that bike that I've been so lucky enough to have, and basically just top this off now. I kind of think I know I can do the distances. 100k, 120k a day doesn't really seem to faze me. The climbing is going to be an issue, the weight's got to come off, the relentlessness of it is going to be difficult, the recovery and everything else. So I've got to get myself in tip-top condition, and that is my focus for now. And so team, that brings us up to what's going on this week. So starting to build again, bringing in some swimming, might go out for a run. I think I went for a run this week. It seems so long ago now that I can't remember. Might have gone out for a short run, maybe a short run. Definitely going to do 2 or 3 swims. They're all booked in. Start to build those bike miles up again, get some commuting time in, go up to Castle Combe with the kids on Tuesday, as I've said already, get a couple of big block rides in and some more recons, and also get the final swim video that I've been running in the Polar Bears series that I've been making. I'll put a link to it, the playlist up here. I've got one more video in that series to come out, and then I'm going to shift to a new series. I'm going to be starting a new series, interviewing people on TT bikes about time trialing and getting some tips and tricks from them. Some of them are going to be pros, some are going to be coaches, some are going to be triathletes, some are going to be pure time trialists. The idea being that we'll talk about their setup, we'll talk about their training, and we'll do all of this whilst on TT bike, riding along. And that's my new series that I'm planning to get started in the coming weeks. So do make sure, if you haven't subscribed already, that you do that and hit the notifications bell so you can watch these amazing videos that I'm bringing out with these amazing people that ride so quickly. And also make sure you give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Please do look at the Just Giving page and see if you can help me just finally get those last couple of £100 in to hit that £5 grand mark for the Breast Cancer Unit Support Trust. And I will see you on the next video.